Logan's heart stops as Olivia's phone glows with a text. Tonight, just us. Can't wait. Their dream life in Austin, kayaking, tacos, plans for kids, feels solid. But new British boss, Liam Carter, stirs whispers at her tech startup. When late nights and secret smiles creep in, Logan's trust wavers. Is this the start of a betrayal or just a fleeting doubt? Logan Miller, a 32-year-old high school history teacher, leaned over the kitchen counter in their Austin home, arranging a plate of breakfast tacos. The sizzle of chorizo still lingered in the air, a Saturday ritual he'd perfected for Olivia, his wife of 5 years. She was already at the table, scrolling through her phone, her focus sharp as she prepped for a big pitch at her tech startup, Nexus Innovations. At 30, Olivia was a project manager with a knack for turning chaos into results, and Logan admired her drive. He slid the plate toward her, earning a quick grin before she dove back into her notes. Big day, Logan asked, sipping his coffee. Massive, Olivia replied without looking up. If we nail this, it's a game changer for the team. Maybe even a promotion. Her voice carried a mix of nerves and excitement, the kind that had drawn Logan to her back in college. They'd build a life together. Weekend kayaking on Lady Bird Lake, dreams of a kid named Emma or Ethan, a future they mapped out over late-night talks. It wasn't perfect, but it was theirs. Logan headed to his classroom at Austin High, where he spent the morning guiding sophomores through the Civil War. His passion for stories, real ones, not just textbook dates, kept the kids engaged. By lunch, he was grading papers when his phone buzzed with a text from Olivia. Pitch killed it. Team's buzzing. He smiled, proud, and shot back a thumbs-up emoji. Her success felt like his, too. That evening, they met at a food truck park, a favorite spot where strings of lights hummed above picnic tables. Olivia was animated, recounting the pitch. The new exec, Liam Carter, was there. Fresh from London, total rockstar vibe. He said my slides were spot on. She mimicked his British accent, laughing. Logan chuckled, but the name, Liam Carter, stuck. Olivia mentioned him again, casually, as they split a queso-drenched nacho plate. He's shaking things up. Knows how to make you feel seen, you know? Logan nodded, brushing it off. Olivia's work stories often featured larger-than-life colleagues. Nexus was a high-stakes world, and she thrived in it. But as they drove home, her phone pinged. She glanced at it, smiled faintly, and tucked it away. The moment was small, but lodged in Logan's mind like a splinter. Over the next week, Olivia's schedule shifted. Late meetings piled up, and she'd come home distracted, her fingers dancing over her phone. Logan noticed her mentioning Liam more, his ideas for streamlining projects, his genius take on data analytics. One night, as they watched a movie, she laughed at a text, then quickly locked her screen. Work stuff, she said, but her tone was too light, too practiced. Logan tried to shake the unease. He trusted Olivia. They'd weathered tough times, her dad's illness, his brief layoff 2 years ago. But the late nights grew frequent, and her stories about Liam felt less like workplace chatter and more like admiration. He's got this way of cutting through the noise, she said one morning, stirring her coffee. Makes you feel like you're the only one in the room. Logan's stomach tightened, but he stayed quiet. He didn't want to sound paranoid. Instead, he threw himself into his routine. Lesson plans, coaching the debate team, beers with his buddy Mike, a tech-savvy Army vet who'd known Logan since high school. Over wings at a dive bar, Logan vented. She's always talking about this Liam guy. Probably nothing, right? Mike leaned back, wiping sauce off his fingers. Maybe, but if she's glued to her phone, check the vibe. People show you who they are. Mike's bluntness was grounding, but it planted a seed. Logan wasn't the snooping type, but the next evening, when Olivia was in the shower, her phone buzzed on the counter. He hesitated, then glanced at the screen. A text from Liam C. Dinner tomorrow? Just us. Need to talk strategy. The words hit like a punch. Logan's pulse raced, but he set the phone down, his mind spinning. When Olivia emerged, towel-wrapped, she grabbed her phone and typed quickly. Everything okay? Logan asked, keeping his voice steady. Yeah, just work, she said, not meeting his eyes. Big project coming up. She moved to the bedroom, leaving Logan staring at the empty kitchen. The tacos he'd made that morning felt like a lifetime ago. The next day, Logan's classes blurred past. He kept replaying the text. The way Olivia's smile had shifted. At lunch, he called Mike. Saw a message. Dinner with Liam. She says it's work, but Mike didn't sugarcoat it. That's a red flag, man. Dig a little, but don't lose your cool. You got options. He suggested checking her shared location data, something they'd set up for safety during Olivia's late-night drives. Logan felt uneasy about it, but doubt gnawed at him. That night, Olivia said she had a team dinner and might be late. She left with a quick kiss, her perfume lingering. Logan opened the location app. That wasn't at the office or a restaurant. It was at a downtown hotel. His chest tightened. He screenshot the map, hands shaking. This wasn't the Olivia he knew. The woman who'd cried with him at her dad's funeral, who'd cheered at his debate team's first win. But the evidence was mounting. Logan didn't confront her yet. He needed proof, not just a hunch. He texted Mike, "Need your help. This is bigger than I thought." As Olivia's car pulled away, Logan sat in the dark, the hum of the fridge filling the silence. Their life, the kayaking, the baby names, the shared dreams, felt like a house of cards. Liam Carter's name echoed in his head, a warning. Whatever was coming, Logan wouldn't be caught off guard. Logan's trust in Olivia frays as her phone lights up with another text from Liam, "Can't stop thinking about you." Her late nights at the Austin tech startup pile up, and her stories don't add up. As whispers of an affair grow louder, Logan turns to his friend Mike for answers. Will he uncover the truth before Olivia slips further away? Or is their once solid marriage doomed to collapse? Logan Miller sat at his desk in Austin High, grading essays, but his mind was elsewhere. The screenshot of Olivia's location at a downtown hotel last night burned in his phone, a silent accusation. He hadn't confronted her yet. Her quick kiss and rushed work dinner excuse had kept him quiet, but doubt was now a constant companion. Olivia, his wife of 5 years, was slipping into a version of herself he didn't recognize. Her laughter, once reserved for their kayak trips on Lady Bird Lake, now seemed tied to her phone and Liam Carter, the new British exec at Nexus Innovations. That morning, Olivia had left early, claiming a team meeting. Logan watched her car pull away, then opened the location app again. Her dot lingered at the Nexus office, but the memory of last night's hotel detour gnawed at him. He texted Mike, his Army vet friend, arranging to meet at their usual dive bar after school. Mike's no-nonsense advice was what Logan needed to cut through the fog. At the bar, neon signs buzzed as Mike slid a beer across the table. "Show me what you got," he said, leaning in. Logan shared the screenshot and recounted Olivia's growing mentions of Liam, his game-changing ideas, his knack for making her feel valued. Mike's eyes narrowed. "Sounds like a player. Check her email or cloud backups. People get sloppy with secrets." Logan hesitated. Snooping felt like a betrayal of his own values, but the alternative, blind trust, was crumbling. Back home, while Olivia was still at work, Logan logged into their shared cloud account, a relic from when they planned a trip to Colorado. He scrolled through her synced files, heart pounding. Most were work-related spreadsheets, pitch decks, but one folder labeled drafts caught his eye. Inside were unsent emails to Liam, full of playful banter. "You make meetings fun," one read. Another, "Need to talk soon, away from the office." No smoking gun, but the tone was too familiar, too warm. Logan's jaw tightened. He saved screenshots, his teacher's instinct for evidence kicking in. The next day, Olivia came home late again, her phone buzzing as she kicked off her shoes. "Rough day," she said, avoiding Logan's gaze. "Liam's pushing us hard for this new project." Her voice was casual, but the mention of Liam hit Logan like a jab. He nodded, keeping his tone light. "He seems to take up a lot of your time." Olivia froze for a split second, then laughed it off. "Just work, babe. You know how it is." But Logan didn't know. Not anymore. He called Mike again, this time meeting at a coffee shop near the school. Mike brought his cousin Rosa, a private investigator with a sharp mind and a knack for discretion. Over black coffee, Logan laid out the emails, the hotel location, and Olivia's evasive behavior. Rosa listened, jotting notes. "Sounds like an emotional affair. Maybe more," she said. "You need hard proof before you act. People lie, but data doesn't." Rosa suggested tracking Olivia's phone more closely, using their shared plans logs to cross-check her locations. Logan agreed, though guilt tugged at him. He wasn't this guy, spying, plotting, but the Olivia he loved was fading behind late-night texts and half-truths. That evening, he checked the logs. Olivia's team dinner 2 nights ago had her phone pinging at a rooftop bar, then a hotel for 3 hours. No team, just her and Liam, according to the Nexus group chat Mike hacked into on a whim. The real blow came the next night. Olivia said she was grabbing drinks with colleagues Mia and Lauren, but her location showed her at a quiet restaurant downtown. Logan drove by, parking across the street. Through the window, he saw her with Liam, their heads close, her hand brushing his as they laughed. No Mia, no Loudon. Logan gripped the steering wheel, his breath shallow. He didn't go inside. Instead, he called Rosa. It's real, he said, voice low. What now? Rosa was direct. You've got enough to confront her, but that might tip her off. If you want the truth exposed, we plan something bigger. Nexus has that gala coming up, right? Perfect cover for them. And for us. Logan knew the event. A glitzy annual bash in downtown Austin, where spouses were welcome. He'd gone last year, shaking hands with Olivia's team. This year, he'd be there for a different reason. Over the next few days, Olivia's behavior grew bolder. She'd smile at her phone during dinner, then claim it was work stuff. Liam's name peppered her stories, now with a hint of excitement she didn't hide. Logan played along, asking vague questions to keep her talking. She mentioned the gala, saying it'd be a big night for the team. Logan nodded, but his mind was with Mike and Rosa, who were already mapping out the hotel's layout near the gala venue. Liam had booked a room there. Rosa's contact at the hotel confirmed it. Logan's teaching took a back seat as he focused on the plan. He still led his classes, but his students noticed his distraction. One kid, a debate team star, asked if he was okay. Logan forced a smile. Just live, he said. At night, he met Mike and Rosa at a diner, where they finalized details. Mike would handle tech, cameras, backups, while Rosa secured access to the hotel room. Logan's role was simple: stay calm, attend the gala, and wait for the signal. As the gala approached, Olivia seemed energized, humming while she got ready. Logan watched her, his heart heavy but resolute. The woman he planned a future with was slipping away, pulled by Liam's charm and her colleagues' whispers. Mia and Lauren, Olivia's work friends, had been feeding her ideas. Logan overheard them at a team happy hour he'd crashed unannounced. You're young, Liv, Mia had said. Don't settle for routine. Lauren chimed in. Liam's into you. One night won't hurt. Olivia had laughed, but her eyes lingered on her phone. The night before the gala, Logan lay awake, Olivia's soft breathing beside him. Their life, tacos, kayaking, baby names, felt like a ghost. He wasn't just fighting for truth now. He was fighting for himself. The gala was tomorrow, and with Mike and Rosa by his side, Logan was ready to face whatever Olivia and Liam had planned. The cracks in his marriage were wide open, and he wouldn't let them swallow him whole. The Nexus Gala glitters in Austin, but Logan's heart races with purpose. Olivia's secret rendezvous with Liam is set, and Logan, with Mike and Rosa, is ready to spring a lawful trap. As Olivia slips away with a flimsy excuse, the stage is set for a confrontation that will expose the truth. Will Logan's plan unravel the affair, or will Olivia and Liam outsmart him at the last moment? Logan Miller stood at the edge of the Nexus Innovations Gala, the buzz of laughter and clinking glasses filling the downtown Austin venue. The annual event was a showcase of success, with employees and their spouses mingling under soft lighting. Logan, usually at ease shaking hands with Olivia's colleagues, felt like a coiled spring tonight. His wife, Olivia, was across the room, her laughter bright as she chatted with her team. But Logan's eyes were on her phone, which she checked every few minutes, and on Liam Carter, the British executive whose presence loomed over their marriage. Logan's plan, crafted with his friend Mike and private investigator Rosa, was in motion. They'd confirmed Liam's hotel room booking at the nearby Driscoll Hotel, a detail Rosa secured through contact. Logan had attended the gala to keep up appearances, but his real role was to watch for Olivia's move. Mike and Rosa were stationed outside, ready to follow her and Liam to the room. The spare key, obtained with a discreet payment to a hotel staffer, was in Mike's pocket. A small camera, rigged for clear footage, was ready to document the truth. Olivia played her part well, circling the room, introducing Logan to colleagues. This is my husband, the history buff, she said, her smile practiced. Logan nodded, his response is short. He caught her glancing at Liam, who was holding court near the bar, his British accent cutting through the noise. Their eyes met briefly, a signal Logan didn't miss. His stomach churned, but he stayed calm, sipping a soda to keep his hands steady. An hour into the gala, Olivia's colleague Lauren approached, her expression tense. she whispered to Olivia, who turned to Logan with a concerned look. Lauren's not feeling great. Maybe food poisoning, Olivia said. I'm going to drive her to urgent care. You okay here? Logan's heart pounded, but he kept his face neutral. Sure, go help. Text me when you're back. Olivia kissed his cheek and left with Lauren, her phone clutched tightly. Logan waited 5 minutes, then slipped out to his car, texting Mike. She's moving. Mike and Rosa were already near the Driscoll, parked in an unmarked van. Rosa's voice came through Logan's earpiece, a last-minute addition from Mike's text stash. They're at the hotel. Liam went in first, separate entrance. Olivia's heading up now. Logan drove the short distance, his grip tight on the wheel. The plan was simple. Catch them in the act, record it, and expose the truth without breaking the law. At the hotel, Logan parked and joined Mike and Rosa in the van. Rosa handed him the spare key, her eyes steady. We go in quiet, record, and get out. No drama. Mike tested the camera, its lens small but powerful. The trio moved through the lobby, avoiding attention. The staffer Rosa had paid off gave a subtle nod, confirming the coast was clear. They took the elevator to the 5th floor, the silence heavy. Logan's pulse thundered, but he focused on the steps ahead. At room 512, Mike checked his phone, Olivia's location that was inside. Logan turned the key, the lock clicking softly. The door opened to a dimly lit room. On the bed, Olivia and Liam were locked in an embrace, their movements unmistakable. Olivia gasped, scrambling to cover herself. Liam froze, his face pale, stammering, "This isn't what it looks like." Mike's camera was already rolling, capturing every second in crisp detail. Logan stood still, his voice low but firm. "It's exactly what it looks like." Olivia's eyes widened, her voice breaking. "Logan, please, let me explain." Liam tried to stand, reaching for his jacket, but Rosa stepped forward, her presence commanding. "Stay put," she said. "We're just here for the truth." Mike kept filming, catching Liam's fumbling excuses and Olivia's trembling apologies. The footage was undeniable, proof of an affair that had been building for weeks. Logan's plan wasn't about confrontation in the room. The real strike would come back at the gala. He signaled to Mike and Rosa, and they left the room, leaving Olivia and Liam in stunned silence. Back in the van, Mike backed up the footage to a secure drive. "This'll hit hard," he said. Logan nodded, his jaw set. He wasn't after revenge for its own sake. He wanted accountability, and the gala was the perfect stage. They returned to the venue, where the crowd was still lively, unaware of the drama unfolding. Logan approached the AV tech, a guy he'd met at last year's event. "Got a surprise video for the team," Logan said, handing over a USB drive. The tech, assuming it was a company highlight reel, plugged it in without question. Logan took a breath, knowing the next few minutes would change everything. As the screen flickered to life, Logan stood near the back, watching Olivia slip back into the gala, her face composed but tense. She hadn't seen him leave. The footage was cued, ready to play during the CEO's toast. Logan's heart raced, not with anger, but with resolve. The affair, the lies, the whispers from Olivia's colleagues, it was all about to unravel. The truth was his weapon, and he was ready to wield it. The Nexus Gala screen lights up, exposing Olivia and Liam's affair to a stunned crowd. Logan's calculated reveal sends shockwaves through the Austin tech scene, but the real consequences are just beginning. As the video spreads online, reputations crumble and alliances shatter. Will Logan's pursuit of truth cost him more than he expected, or will justice prevail in the chaos? Logan Miller stood at the back of the Nexus Innovations Gala, his pulse steady despite the storm about to break. The downtown Austin venue hummed with chatter, unaware of the bomb he'd planted. Moments ago, he'd handed a USB drive to the AV tech, claiming it held a team surprise. The footage from the Driscoll Hotel, Olivia and Liam caught in their affair, was cued to play during the CEO's toast. Mike and Rosa, his allies, were outside in the van, monitoring the fallout. Logan's eyes flicked to Olivia, who'd just re-entered the gala, her composure fragile as she rejoined her colleagues. The CEO tapped the microphone, launching into a speech about Nexus's record year. Logan's thumb grazed the flash drive in his pocket, a backup of the evidence. As the toast began, the screen behind the CEO flickered, and the room fell silent. The hotel room footage filled the display, Olivia and Liam's embrace unmistakable. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Olivia's hand flew to her mouth, her eyes locked on the screen. Liam, near the bar, dropped his glass, the shatter lost in the murmurs. The video rolled on. Liam's stammered excuses, Olivia's desperate pleas, each second amplifying the betrayal. Colleagues whispered, some filming with their phones. The CEO shouted to cut the feed, but Logan had already signaled the tech to let it play. As the screen went dark, the room erupted in chaos. Olivia bolted for the exit, pushing through stunned coworkers. Liam tried to follow, but Nexus's HR director intercepted him, her face grim. Logan slipped out, joining Mike and Rosa in the van. Mike was already uploading the footage to a private cloud, ensuring it couldn't be erased. "It's hitting group chats now," he said, showing Logan his phone. Screenshots spread across Nexus's internal Slack, then leaked to tech forums. By morning, the video was trending on X, tagged with #NexusScandal. Liam's polished image as a British exec was shredded, replaced by clips of his panicked retreat. The next day, Nexus's board called an emergency meeting. Liam was suspended pending an ethics review, but the damage was done. His wife in London, alerted by an anonymous email with a video, contacted lawyers. She filed for divorce, citing public humiliation and infidelity, demanding millions in damages. The case, fueled by viral footage, gained traction fast. Liam's career imploded. No company would touch him after the scandal. Olivia faced her own reckoning. Nexus fired her within 48 hours, citing breach of conduct and damage to the company's reputation. Her termination letter was blunt, leaving no room for appeal. She tried calling Logan, leaving voicemails that ranged from tearful apologies to defensive rants. He didn't answer. Instead, he met with a divorce attorney, armed with screenshots, location logs, and the gala footage. The lawyer was confident Logan would keep their assets with no alimony owed. Olivia's colleagues, Mia and Lauren, scrambled to distance themselves. They'd fueled her affair with reckless advice, whispering about living a little during happy hours. Now, Nexus investigated their roles, pulling them from key projects. Their desks were reassigned to a quieter floor, a signal their influence was toxic. Colleagues avoided them, and their Slack messages went unread. The pair's bold talk of no regrets faded as their careers stalled. Logan stayed focused, teaching his classes at Austin High with quiet determination. His students sensed a shift, less humor, more intensity, but he kept their debates sharp. After school, he met Mike at a taco truck, where they reviewed the fallout. "You played it clean," Mike said. "No fists, just facts." Rosa joined them, sharing that Nexus was revising its workplace policies, spooked by the scandal's reach. Logan nodded, but his mind was on the divorce papers he'd file tomorrow. Olivia, meanwhile, holed up at a friend's apartment, her phone off to avoid the flood of messages. Her LinkedIn profile went dormant, and recruiters stopped calling. She tried texting Mia and Lauren, but their replies were curt. The colleagues who cheered her pitches now gossiped about her fall. One night, she drove past their old house, seeing Logan's car in the driveway. She didn't stop, knowing the door was closed for good. The video's ripple effects reached beyond Austin. Tech blogs dissected Nexus's toxic culture, and competitors poached clients spooked by the drama. Liam's former mentors in London cut contact, and his TEDx talk was pulled from YouTube. His attempt to spin the scandal as a setup flopped when ex-users unearthed his flirty LinkedIn messages to other women. The internet didn't forget. Logan leaned on Mike and Rosa, who checked in daily. He sold the kayak he and Olivia had shared, using the cash for a solo hiking trip. The divorce filing was straightforward. The judge, reviewing the evidence, ruled in Logan's favor in a single hearing. He kept the house, the car, and his savings. Olivia's name was erased from their shared life, a legal severance as final as the gala's reveal. As the dust settled, Logan felt the weight lift, those scars remained. He wasn't celebrating. Exposing Olivia and Liam was about clarity, not cruelty. The truth had cost him a marriage, but it freed him from lies. He walked to his classroom the next morning, ready to teach, knowing the hardest part was behind him. The world kept turning, and so would he. Logan's life resets after exposing Olivia and Liam's affair at the Nexus Gala. With the divorce finalized and the truth laid bare, he stands at a crossroads. As Olivia grapples with her mistakes and Liam's career crumbles, can Logan find peace in a new beginning, or will the scars of betrayal linger? The final chapter unfolds with justice served and lessons learned. Logan Miller woke before dawn, the Austin sky streaked with orange. He laced up his hiking boots and drove to Barton Creek Greenbelt, a trail he'd once explored with Olivia. Today, he walked alone, the crunch of gravel underfoot grounding him. The Nexus Gala, where he'd exposed Olivia's affair with Liam Carter, was 3 weeks ago. The viral video had upended lives, but Logan was done looking back. His divorce was final, the house and assets his, and the truth had set him free. Teaching at Austin High gave Logan purpose. His students, unaware of his personal storm, leaned into his lessons on resilience and history, stories of people rebuilding after loss. He poured energy into coaching the debate team. Their win's a quiet victory for him, too. After school, he started volunteering at a local youth center, teaching kids to code. Their enthusiasm reminded him of his own drive, before Olivia's betrayal dimmed it. Mike, his tech-savvy friend, remained a rock. Over beers at a dive bar, Mike toasted Logan's strength. "You didn't just expose them. You took your life back," he said. Rosa, the private investigator who'd helped orchestrate the gala sting, checked in too, sharing that Nexus was still reeling. The company had issued a public apology, citing internal misconduct, and tightened its ethics policies. Logan nodded, uninterested in their damage control. His focus was forward. Olivia, meanwhile, was unraveling. Fired from Nexus, she'd taken a low-paying admin job at a small firm outside Austin. Her LinkedIn stayed dormant, her network silent. She'd moved into a cramped apartment, her belongings in boxes, a stark contrast to the home she'd shared with Logan. Late at night, she scrolled X, wincing at lingering #Nexus scandal posts. Mia and Lauren, her former colleagues who'd egged on the affair, had cut contact, their own reputations bruised. Olivia started therapy, grappling with guilt and the realization she'd traded a solid life for a fleeting thrill. Liam Carter's fall was steeper. His divorce was moving fast, his wife's lawyers leveraging the gala video for a multi-million-dollar settlement. The footage, Liam's panicked excuses, his desperate scramble, had spread across tech forums and X, turning him into a cautionary tale. He'd relocated to a small UK town, far from London's corporate scene, taking a consulting gig that barely paid. His TEDx talk was scrubbed, his LinkedIn profile deleted. Attempts to call it a setup failed against the video's clarity. No one in tech trusted him now. Logan sold the house he and Olivia had shared, its memories too heavy. He bought a smaller place near Zilker Park, closer to his school. The move felt like shedding skin. He traded their old kayak for a new one, planning solo trips on Lady Bird Lake. At the youth center, he met a volunteer, Emma, whose sharp wit and kindness sparked easy conversations. It wasn't romance, not yet, but a reminder that connection was still possible. Nexus tried to move on, but the scandal lingered. Clients pulled contracts, citing distrust, and competitors capitalized on the chaos. The board replaced Liam with a no-nonsense VP from Seattle, and Mia and Lauren were sidelined to minor roles, their influence gone. Whispers about the affair followed them, a warning to others. The company's annual gala was canceled the next year, too toxic to revive. Logan's divorce hearing had been swift. The judge, reviewing the screenshots, location logs, and gala footage, ruled in his favor without hesitation. Olivia didn't contest it. She had no ground to stand on. Logan walked away with the car, savings, and a clean slate. He didn't gloat. The victory was in reclaiming his dignity, not in her loss. One evening, Logan met Mike and Rosa at a taco truck, the air warm with summer's end. They swapped stories, laughing about Mike's latest tech hack, a prank app for his nephew. Rosa shared that her PI business was booming, thanks to the scandal's publicity. Logan raised his soda. "The truth," he said. They clinked bottles, the moment light, but meaningful. Olivia, alone in her apartment, wrote a letter to Logan, never sent. She apologized, not for forgiveness, but to acknowledge her failure. Therapy was helping, but rebuilding trust, in herself, in others, was slow. She avoided downtown Austin, where Nexus's office loomed, a reminder of her choices. Her therapist pushed her to face the why of her actions, but answers were hard to pin down. The #Nexus scandal faded from X's trending lists, but it lived on in tech circles. Professors used it in ethics classes, dissecting workplace boundaries. Anonymous blogs speculated about Nexus's culture, though Logan ignored them. He didn't need validation from strangers. The video, still circulating in private chats, was a footnote in his life now, not the story. Logan hiked Barton Creek again, the trails quiet a balm. He thought of Olivia, not with anger, but with distance. She'd chosen Liam, chosen thrill over commitment, and paid the price. Logan's choice was different. To rebuild, to teach, to live honestly. He paused at an overlook, the city skyline faint in the dawn. His life wasn't perfect, but it was his again. As he drove back to his new place, Logan felt the weight of the past lift. The youth center kids were waiting for their next coding lesson, and he had a debate tournament to prep. Emma had mentioned a group hike next weekend, and he was considering it. The future wasn't clear, but it was open. Logan turned up the radio, a smile breaking through. The truth had cost him a marriage, but it had given him something stronger, himself.